Alright, what is going on, guys? Today, I wanted to talk about a common misconception here that at least I think that these cars get. I hear all the time in my, sorry if there's a wind noise, I'm trying to block the wind. I have my little windsock on, but sometimes the wind still gets through. But a common problem that people say these cars have, which I don't agree with, is the transmissions. I can't even tell you how many times in my videos I've been told, oh, you know, you listed all these problems that these cars don't even have, but the one problem that these cars do have you didn't even mention, because I had made a video on, you know, common things that will go bad in your car, and everyone's, you know, I'm gonna make another video on that because it's out there, guys. Trust me. I wouldn't put out false information. I don't make a video unless I actually know what I'm talking about. There's times where I kind of wing something, like the winch install. I kind of just winged it as I was doing it. But when I'm actually making like informational videos, I know what I'm talking about before I put the information out. So I know what I'm talking about. If you guys don't believe me, look up on forums. I mean, they're all over on forums. But I'm gonna make that another video. What I want to talk about today is the transmission issues that these cars have. If you have an 03 and under, you have a 4R70W transmission. If you have a 2004 and up, you have a 4R75W transmission. Now the transmission you want is the 4R75W transmission. It's a little bit stronger. It's just a better transmission. I don't know the exact things that do fail in these transmissions. I know a lot of time overdrive will go, and reverse will go. Those are usually like the gears that will give out on you. It's usually the overdrive bands that burn out, from my understanding, when the transmissions do fail. Those are like that's like the most common thing failing in these transmissions, is the overdrive bands. Now with the 4R75W, I know there's a few things they improve. They increase the durability slightly. They improve the shifting a little bit. There are some improvements over the 4R70W. So I would definitely try to get yourself a 4R75W transmission. Even if you have an older model, just upgrade to, like if transmission does fail or something, or if you're getting it rebuilt, try to upgrade to 4R75W transmission parts. But I hear all the time that these transmissions fail all the time and they're weak. And the reality of it is, guys, is these transmissions are not weak. They are decent transmissions. They're not the absolute best transmissions out there. There are stronger, and there's definitely a lot worse. Now, I have 138,000 miles on my car. Actually, I think I have 139 now. And I have not had any transmission issues. You know, knock on wood, I probably just jinxed myself. But I have not had really any transmission problems at all. It still shifts great. Every now and then when I first got it, it kind of acted a little weird. All I did is I just changed the fluids in it. And my car has been fine ever since. Now, the reason why the transmissions do fail in these cars is because of what the car is used for, guys. This is, you know, they use these, it's a cop car. They beat on them. They're all day long just, you know, flooring it, not redlining it, but, you know, flooring it, driving around town, chasing the good old boys with Dukes of Hazzard, you know, trying to catch criminals, whatever else. Some cops just like to drive like idiots and for no reason, just because, you know, they can, because they have a badge. So they can just, you know, drive around and do whatever they want. But the nature is, guys, is these cars are just beat on. It's really all about how you maintain your car. I've already made a video of where you want to buy a car and all that. I'm not going to discuss that in this video. Oh, this wind is lovely. I'm not discussing that in this video. I'm just talking about the transmission itself. They are not bad. I don't care what kind of car you take. If you take the most reliable car ever made, you know, let's just say there's a lot of Toyota fans out there and how reliable Toyotas are. If you take a Toyota Camry every single day and you're, you know, driving around at high speeds and, you know, hard shifting all the time, the transmission is going to fail. I mean, they're getting worked. You know, yeah, sure, the transmission's meant to shift like that, but it's definitely it's premature wear on there. It's more wear than what it should be having. There's plenty of fleet service vehicles, Crown Vics, Lincoln Town cars, I guess even Grand Marquis really, that have 300, 400,000 miles on them, and they still have the original transmission and original engine because they're taken care of. They maintain it, and they don't beat on it. Now, I beat on my car a little bit. I'm not, you know, I don't treat it like a little grandpa, but I also maintain it pretty well, and I don't completely beat on it. I do drive normally, but there's times I have some fun with it, and my transmission is perfectly fine. Use the recommended fluid. It takes Mercon 4 or Mercon 5. I don't even remember what Mercon it takes. Just change the fluid frequently. In the owner's manual, I think it says to change every like 50,000 miles or something, 40,000 miles. In fact, we can even look at that. Let's open it up and see. Try to get away from this wind noise a little bit. Oh. Here we go, Crown Victoria. Let's see. Maintenance, here we go. So we gotta go to 184. It's actually kind of hard with one hand, actually. Could have swore it was in here. The maintenance intervals. Oh, right here, scheduled maintenance guide. Here we go. Scheduled maintenance guide. This is what it wants you to do for X amount of miles. See, 100,000 miles, it'll want you to change. Okay, it's in here somewhere. I don't know. I'm not going through the whole book. It's in your owner's manual. Look through here. I think it's every 50,000 miles they want you to change the transmission fluid. Since this was, where'd my little windsock go? Since this was a service vehicle and it was used for hard work, I was changing my fluid every 20,000 miles. When I first bought the car, I changed the fluid. 20,000 miles, I changed. Actually, no, I lied. When I first bought the car, I got it flushed, which I should have never done. I wish I had known that before I did it. I got it flushed. That's when my transmission started acting a little weird because I flushed it. What I did is I ended up just getting the fluid changed. They actually never even flushed my fluid. I paid for a flush. They flushed it, but they didn't actually get the fluid out. So I ended up getting the actual fluid changed, like dropped the pan and changed the filter. Okay, car was perfectly fine. 20,000 miles later, same thing. Dropped the pan, changed the filter, and I've been fine ever since. No problems at all. If you look at my fluid, it's like a nice cherry red color. It looks perfect. It looks mint. And that's all you have to do with these transmissions. If they go, they go. It's not a common problem on these cars. It's a common problem because of what these cars are used for. And that's just the reality of it. The reason why the transmissions go in these is because of how they're used, not because it's a common problem or a weak spot in these cars. It's not a weak spot. They're perfectly fine. So I'm tired of all the transmissions fail in these. They go all the time. They don't go all the time, guys. They're good transmissions. They're not bad. They're slow shifting. They're really basic. They're not even really an advanced transmission. They're really just basic. So I don't know where all this misconception is about how weak the transmissions are in these cars, because they're not. They're really not that bad at all. Like I said, they're just slow shifting and they're just old. That's really about it. They're just old. When the car shifts, you can just tell it's not up with modern standards. I mean, it is what it is. But they're certainly reliable. So I'm going to leave it at that. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be people that say, I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, these transmissions are garbage, but I don't know. there's plenty of cars there that prove it, that 300,000 miles on it, 400,000 miles, the transmissions are going just fine. Same with the motors. You know, there's motor problems with these cars too. I've seen people that have cars with blown up motors. Does that mean the motors aren't reliable in these? Because I'm pretty sure most people can agree that the 4.6 2-valve is a pretty reliable motor. But I've seen these motors blown up. Why is that? Because it probably wasn't taken care of, or they were beating on it, or, you know, whatever they were doing with it. So, all right, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.